Hello everybody, this experiment will be involving pomegranate dye, which is Punica granatum, a very ancient dye. It's extremely high in tannins, so it's known to react with iron really well. Because it's about 26% alum, we know it will react with iron, so I'm going to make an iron bath for them to go into while still folded after they've been dyed in the dye vat. So I have dissolved it in some very hot water here. It does not appear to be sensitive to hot water, so we can get it nice and hot in the dye vat, and we will add it in. High tannin dyes are really excellent for cotton, so that's why we're going to use this for our shibori experiments. Okay, so I'm going to add these in. Some of these are not mordanted at all. This first one has no mordant whatsoever, so we'll see how it comes out. Other ones have been mordanted in the aluminum acetate and just alum, so we'll see the big range we get out of it. Okay, so here is our pomegranate skin extract dye bath. We have some done ones over here. Because it is a really nice happy yellow, we should be able to get some beautiful greens from it. So I'm going to take our ferrous sulfate, make us a bath of it, and I'm going to put the finished items from in here into there and let them sadden up and turn nice and green, and hopefully we'll get some that we can compare to one another. Alrighty. Okay, so some of these came out of the dye vat looking very, 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 very dark, and that's okay. We're going to get a nice range and see what they all look like at the end. I think it's going to be great. So we're just going to put these in and let them sit until I like how they look, basically, and we'll see what we do. As you can see, these have saddened considerably into like a beautiful kind of khaki brownish green color. You could leave them to soak longer or less time, that is up to you, but I think that these look sufficiently darkened to me. Okay, here is our pomegranate dye bath. Some of these were mordanted, some of them weren't. Some of them were mordanted in alum, some of them were mordanted in alum triformate, because I had some laying around. Oh no, it was aluminum acetate. It was the weird cotton one that I didn't like before. I gave it a second try. This is our second try. If I sound sick, it's because I am. I'm as sick as I was earlier in the day when I was also filming this. But let's speed through some unwrapping, and then I also have the other ones that we saddened in iron to add to the batch. So let's give them a try. out really nice. If they are a color you don't like, or if these dry and there's not a ton of pattern left on them, we can always just re-dye with them. But that's a great first experiment. We'll get these washed up, and let's take a look at how the ones with an iron soak post dyeing did. Okay, you can see how different these look. This one was mordanted in just alum. This one was mordanted in that weird aluminum acetate that I didn't like. And what I will say is that when I mordanted this in the aluminum acetate, I did not measure the aluminum acetate. I dumped probably a solid 1.5 ounces of it into the pot and then just threw a bunch of cotton in there. So I have no idea what the weight of fiber proportion was, but a lot. So put a freaking lot of the aluminum acetate if you want to use it as a mordant. And then this is our beautiful silk noir that also got saddened in iron. So let's unwind these little boogers and see what we've got. Well, hell, those worked great. And I really, really like the really cool shadow that we got on those because of where the iron was able to penetrate and where it wasn't. I think I'm going to save the rest of the dye bath and see if I can get 1 or 2 more like this out of it tomorrow, because I love this like weird earthy khaki color. I hope it dries as cool. And then again, this is the alum triformate or aluminum, no, oh my gosh, I'm going to say it's wrong so many times. I'm so sick. This is the aluminum acetate, which is supposed to be the best cotton mordant. We've never gotten it to work well before until I dumped so much in that this happened. But look, it even dyed the plastic tag. Well, aluminum acetate, used so much it does that. That's my recommendation. I will wash these and then we can compare them, because I think I made an identical washcloth to this that I did not iron sadden. So we can look at them all. If I sound crazy, it's because I'm sick and I have no idea how to recover from this. Okay, here are our 2 bubble gauze washcloths that we made using the pomegranate. This one was not soaked in iron afterward. This one was. Both of them were mordanted in the aluminum acetate, which I put at a much higher concentration than I think it was ever meant to, but it did make it work. So, and the fabric did not fall apart, to my credit. So I don't think it ruined it. This one I probably should have squeezed out rather than let it be so juicy, and then it wouldn't have quite stained it so badly. This one I squeezed out almost immediately. But let's take a look at our other 2 that we modified with iron. And if you saw me unwrap any other ones, they will probably be in the YouTube Shorts area, where I try to get people to come and hang out with us. And this one is our totally unmordanted piece that we put into the pomegranate bath. And it still has really nice color and some contrast. It might have shown more contrast if I had iron bathed it after, but I didn't. I wanted to have a couple controls. So this one I might just put right back in and re-dye it, because why not? It won't hurt it. It will just make it more colorful. So let's take a look at the other last ones that we have. Here is our pomegranate dye with just alum mordant onto a cotton tea towel, and this one was diagonally accordion folded that way and then tied wherever you see a line. So that one came out great. We did another one that was mordant in an alum, but we soaked it in an iron bath immediately afterward, and you can see the major difference in that color, which I personally think is great. Major difference. And I actually think this is beautiful because you get like these wonderful little dark shadows around the pattern that I find so unique. So I may try to redo that effect before I run out the dye bath. But I was super happy with this beautiful pomegranate dye, and it worked great, and it was very affected by the iron bath post dyeing. And I did it while they were still wrapped up. I'm sure you could do it after you unwrap them, but I was trying to keep it really crisp, and I also was hoping to get some of these kind of halos around the pieces. So I think we did great. And I will see you in the next experiment. All right, I had to brag just a little. I put it out. I'm really, really happy with this one. I think it's really fun. And I love the little halos from the iron around it. So great job, pomegranate dye. I hope that you guys will come back for another experiment. And the shout out for a patron today is to Lonnie Thompson. Thank you so much for being my patron and sticking with me through all of these weird experiments. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.